2, 1, go. Hello,
Hi,
YouTube. How y'all doing?
I'm Brenda.
I'm James.
This is the Dexter and Luna Travels channel.
Without Dexter and Luna today, they're behind us. Anyways, we would just want to talk about our upcoming trip that we're going to do. Not a big fancy trip, but all the same, it's like every trip is the same. We are going to go to do some warranty work and get our awning lights fixed. Because when we got this RV, it was really cool. You push a little button with the remote, and the RV lights would blink one color, and then it would strobe another color. Strobe wasn't cool, but it did multiple colors. Well, we're stuck with one or two colors now, and they got to replace that, and a couple little other things that small odds and ends that when we bought it that they're gonna fix, and the parts finally came in. They had to order them. So stuff that we want to discuss though is hooking up and disconnecting and picking up all your stuff as you get ready to move. All those things are very important. And one of the things that's most important is tire pressure. A lot of people have questions about how much air do I need in my tires? And there's been a lot of things on YouTube about that. Essentially, what you need to know is your weight. If you know the weight of your RV, then you know how much air you need to put in your tires because it's based upon weight. There is a max tire air inflation guide. That's on your tire itself. Ours is at 125. We don't need to be bouncing these things at 125 unless we're max loaded. We are not. We're about 2,000 pounds underweight, which is good for us. And that means that I don't have to be at max weight. So what's my tire pressure? I usually run it around 100, 105. I go and we have it's an infrared thermometer,
Mm-hmm.
and I check the hubs, I check the tires, I feel the tires, they're feeling hot or whatever. I need to rethink what we're doing. So that's one of the first things we do is we check the tire pressure. Um, Once we get all the inside stuff done, which is securing everything, that's a ritual you have to go through. Each RV is different. Explain some of the things that you do, dear.
I take the plate out of the microwave and wrap it. We have a cow rug in there that you guys may have seen or noticed in one of our other videos. I wrap that cow rug up, I put it on top of the couch on a blanket, and then I put the microwave plate, and I'll stick it under there so it don't bounce around. We take all the knickknacks down off the dressers, off the counters in the bathroom. We have bins that we put them in, and we put them in the bathroom. The shower, I take the head shower off, wrap it up in a towel, put it down below so it don't bounce and hit the glass because the shower, we have glass doors. So, and we have the cabinets that open at the top. We have, what are those called?
Um, they're those little twisty tie things. They're
Yes.
like big bread ties.
And we take those and tie them together and down so that they don't pop open and things pop out. I take all of our plates and bowls and wrap them in towel and put them in a bin that we have, and we stick on the floor, and um, that's pretty much about it. And in the refrigerator I have spring loaded curtain rods, and I put them between the shelves. I don't have special ones. Like, you can buy special ones um,
We just got the
for,
Walmart ones, I believe.
well, they have the ones that actually go in the refrigerator, I believe, that you can place in there so things don't bounce forward. I just went and bought the $1.29 or whatever they are, $1.99 spring rods, and put it in there, and our stuff don't bounce. It does the same thing as probably more expensive ones that you can buy elsewhere. And that keeps everything in place in the refrigerator, and we tie the refrigerator closed so it don't pop open.
So just like when you're expanding your slides, one of the things that we do is we pay attention to the sounds of when we're bringing the slides in, that we don't hear something we're not supposed to. And actually, that's how we heard something in one of the warranty issues that is getting fixed, because I heard a different sound that was normal, and it just happened to be at the last time we were at the dealership. And so the mechanic, he turned around and says, "Hey, make that go in and out again a couple of 3 times." And we did, and sure enough, there was a bolt that had come loose in the nut. He says, "Well, that's a special order part." He said, "I will get this in." He said, "But minimize the amount of times that you have to bring your slides in and out before you can come back." He said, "You're safe to go and do what you got to do." I'm like, all right, thanks. So that's what we did. Minimal going in and out, and just be careful with it. But we bring the slides in, we listen for any sounds or whatever. We check the floors. You know, you check underneath the flaps, make sure there's no dirt or anything. We do a cleaning, um, a real good cleaning when we pack everything up on the floors, so we don't want to scrape rocks and stuff and ruin the flooring. And once we got that in, then I can go around and check my tire pressure. And usually, like I said, we have a checklist. And the last thing that we do before we actually drive away is we check the checklist. And something that we're going to do this time, which is kind of smart and kind of dumb on our part for not doing it sooner, is print out the checklist. We usually do it off the iPad or we do it off the phone, and it's you're cumbersome. So if we just had a piece of paper and maybe a grease pencil or something, we could just check it off, whatnot. I really don't care as long as we got it and we're checking the block. And the big thing is not just checking the block and saying we did it. We confirm with each other that we've done it because we I always do a walk around and then she goes behind me and does a walk around and then I go behind her and do the final walk around. And that is with all the locks and the doors. And man, I'll tell you, we've left the Starlink up before. We have I know at one time, it was way back when we had our old fifth wheel, we had an antenna we left up. We don't have that problem now. But it's always going to be something, and that's why you have to have the checklist, or the dogs do something crazy and it gets you, you know, your mind
Sidetracked.
off of
And
what you're doing.
we are seasoned RVers. This is our 5th RV. There's always something new, but this time we're full timing, so it does make a difference when you're just going out for the weekend to camp or for a week to camp. No matter what you're doing, you still should make a checklist just to make sure that you've closed everything. You know, depending on your travels, where you're traveling, the bumpy roads, things jiggle loose.
Yep.
And every time we stop, we still do a walk around when we stop for fuel or our, in between our destinations, we'll do a walk around and we'll pop inside to make sure everything's still okay.
One of the things that we've done this time that we haven't done before is we've actually had a generator on the back of our rack. When we put the rack away and we got the generator, it goes into the truck now. But now we're taking our e-bikes and putting them on the back of the RV because we messed up one of the rims on our e-bike. So we have an e-bike rack and we have an e-bike cover
And locks.
It's triple locked. Yeah, it's the bikes are locked, and then we got a chain lock around that, and then the cover's secured on there really good. So we're testing that out for the first time. We're gonna see how that works. So that's our first foray into that. However, when we get to our destination, the e-bikes come off the RV and they go in the back of the pickup truck. They fold right up in there, and the cover goes on it, and they're locked and secured away because we don't like to advertise what it is that we have. Regardless of what it is that we have, we just don't want to advertise things. And
kind of that out of sight, out of mind theory.
Yep, it's always been that way my whole life, and it's not going to change. So, anyways, we just want to kind of give you all a quick video, a lowdown of what we do. And again, tire pressure is key. All right, you run your slides in, we unhook everything. I don't need to go through the process of unhooking a sewer system or unhooking water or disconnecting power. However, we will go through that on a later date, and I will show you the disconnection of the power. What's that thing called? It's the safety. It's the safety switch or safety plug or whatever.
Oh yeah.
The smart plug. That's what it's called. The smart plug.
I knew what you're talking about.
You just take two fingers and you unclip it. It's really nice. It's a lot better than the one that you have to twist on. Like I said, they make those for 38 or 30 amp and 50 amp cords.
Yeah.
So don't necessarily need to insult anyone's intelligence on how to do that part. You pack it where you want to pack it, whatever works for you. We have tried different things about where we're going to put the cord. The best one actually for the cord has worked out for us is, especially in the winter time, you want to make sure that when you unplug that cord, you kind of warm it up a little bit so you can roll it up. That 50 amp cord is going to be pretty solid, and it doesn't want to bend. But we put it in the doorway.
Yeah.
Put it right there in the doorway instead of putting it in the bin, because once we lower down the steps and stuff, that's one of the last things I do, believe it or not, is plug in the RV. But it's changed a little bit with this particular one because of the automatic leveling. It uses a lot of power, and usually, you don't want to keep that hooked up to your truck. because you got to have the truck far enough away because it may go down too far. In this particular site, it would, and it would hit the back of the truck. So that's something that you wouldn't do, and that maybe we would go ahead and connect the power to.
Right.
But however you want to do that, it changes by location. But the one thing, and I can't stress this enough, is the last thing that you do is you pick up the chocks. And the very first thing that you do is you put down the chocks. Chalk those tires. We got X chocks right now. That's not the chocks I'm talking about. I'm talking about wheel chocks. And you know what we do? Even though we're using the X chocks and it makes no sense or no point of using the chocks where we have them right now because it's not even touching the tires, we still put them by the tires because it's a habit that you get into, and we know that's the first and last thing that we do, and that is just rote memory. So those are things that we discovered. Again, a checklist, however you want to do it, we're refining it as we go with the actual paper checklist this time. And if I print off 10 of them, that's no big deal. And what, checklist, and what else? We got the dogs nailed down to how they get in. Luna sits in her card carrier. Dexter jumps up. He's got a nice little pad to sleep on, and he's really good in the truck.
Once we get to our destination and we get the auto level down and the slides out, then we bring the dogs from the truck into the camper. That way I don't freak them out because...
Yeah, they do get scared. They do get scared,
right.
And then but they're scared and excited at the same time because they get to sniff around new places, and they absolutely love that. And they love traveling, but they don't like being inside the RV when the slides are closing up or they're coming out. It's too much.
Yeah, they have to go in the truck.
Yeah.
So
as ferocious as our Chow Chow seems, he can get very scared, and as ferocious as Luna seems, she's always scared to the point she starts shivering. And it's not funny, but it is.
No, she gets scared easy. She thinks she's ferocious, but she's not. She loves everybody. She really does.
Well, guys, we're going to show you some winter footage, or not winter footage, but summer footage of when we went to Florida. That'll be in the slideshows.
As you can see, this is a big hint what we have on.
We went to Daytona. That was really fun. And I hope you enjoy our video. Y'all have a great day. And remember, I know I said this to Matt and Will just today. I sent them a nice email, but we still use that liquefier, and we love it.
Yes, we do. We're not sponsors, but we do love it. We use it every day, and it has been, the shining stuff has been used on a lot of stuff.
Wash and wax.
Yeah, that stuff's awesome.
That is amazing. And a shout out to Salty Trips because we got a video coming up with our Turbo diesel heater.
Thanks to them.
One.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Peace out.
That should do it.
The red one. The red one.
Oh yeah. Nice heat from the diesel heater. Just hooked up. I don't know if you guys can all hear it. So this thing cranks out some pretty good heat. This is the first time we tried it out.